You didn't choose that. Walk into a fast food place telling yourself you just want a small meal. You leave with a large combo, an extra side, and a dessert you never planned on. Was that your decision? Largely, it wasn't. Most items on that menu, most prices, most colors were placed there with one goal: to make you spend more and eat more. Menu engineering is a real discipline, taught in hospitality schools, used by restaurant consultants worldwide. It works on your brain in ways you are not consciously aware of. Let's go inside the machine. Before you look at a single item, the first move has already started. It happens the moment your eyes hit the menu board. Many large fast food chains in the US, UK, and Australia tend to place their highest priced, most profitable items in the upper right corner of the menu board. Eye tracking studies, which follow exactly where your eyes move, consistently show people scan the upper right area of a menu first. That is not a coincidence. That is a placement strategy. Whatever catches your eye first becomes your mental anchor, the price your brain uses to judge everything else. Anchoring bias, formalized by Tversky and Kahneman, is a cognitive shortcut your brain cannot easily switch off. See a high price first, and everything cheaper feels like a bargain. So when you see a $9 premium burger at the top right, the $6 standard burger suddenly feels reasonable. Your brain didn't calculate value. It compared, and comparison was engineered. Here is the sharper edge of it. The anchor item is usually not the one they most want you to buy. Their real target sits just below or beside the anchor, slightly cheaper but highest profit margin. In menu engineering, that item has a name: the star. Researchers Michael Kasavana and Donald Smith at Michigan State University formalized this in 1982. Every menu item gets categorized by popularity and profit margin. Stars, plow horses, puzzles, and dogs. Stars are high profit, high popularity. Those get the spotlight. Dogs are low profit, low popularity. Those quietly disappear from menus. You never notice they're gone. That's the point. A menu is not a list of options. It is a curated persuasion map. Every position, every neighbor, every contrast is deliberate. Move 2 exploits something your brain does automatically and cannot easily stop. It is called decoy pricing. You have seen this 100 times. A small drink costs $2. A medium costs $2.50. A large costs $2.80. Your brain looks at that gap and decides the large is obviously the best deal. You upgrade. You drink more. You consume more calories. And you feel smart doing it. The medium was never meant to be chosen. It exists purely to make the large look like a bargain. In behavioral economics, this is called the asymmetric dominance effect, or the decoy effect. Dan Ariely tested this directly. Add a middle decoy option to any set of choices. The majority of people shift toward whichever option the designer wants them to pick. Many North American and European fast food chains tend to keep the gap between medium and large deliberately small, so the upgrade feels almost free. Standing at the counter now, already anchored, already decoy priced, and the third move is already in motion. The person at the counter asks, "Would you like to make that a meal? Would you like to add a dessert? Would you like to go large for just a little more?" Not always casual conversation. In many large fast food chains, that sequence is a scripted upsell protocol, trained, timed, and tested for maximum conversion rate. The question is always framed as an addition, never a replacement. Would you like to add? Not would you like to swap. That word add bypasses your resistance because it doesn't threaten what you already chose. Consumer psychology research shows suggestive selling, the technical term for scripted prompting, measurably increases average transaction value in quick service restaurants. The effect is consistent enough that the training is industry standard. And here is the part that feels almost unfair. You are most vulnerable to this upsell at the exact moment you are most hungry. Hunger narrows your attention. It makes you impulsive. It makes saying yes feel easier than calculating. Ordering happens before you eat. That is not logistics. That is timing. Something you probably never consciously noticed. The colors. Red and yellow dominate the visual identity of many of the world's largest fast food brands. Color psychology research consistently links red with urgency and appetite stimulation, and yellow with energy and attention capture. Research in color psychology suggests red may stimulate the autonomic nervous system, potentially triggering a mild urgency response that can contribute to faster eating. The link is not fully settled, but the pattern is consistent enough that major brands have leaned into it. Eating faster means you finish before your satiety signal arrives. That signal, a combination of hormonal and nerve signals telling your brain you are full, can take roughly 20 minutes to register after you start eating. If you eat a meal in 8 minutes, you feel fine. Then 10 minutes later, you feel overfull. Hard seats, bright lights, fast music tempo, none of it is accidental. Hard seats discourage lingering. Bright lights reduce relaxation. Fast tempo background music has been shown in hospitality research to increase eating pace. Professor Charles Spence at Oxford University has documented this precisely. Ambient music tempo, lighting, and seating comfort all measurably affect how quickly and how much people eat. The environment is not neutral. It is a machine calibrated to move you through faster, make you eat more, and get you out so the next customer can sit down. Here is the twist, and this is the part that actually matters. None of this works because you are weak or irrational. It works because you are human. Your brain is running ancient shortcuts, anchoring, comparison, urgency response, that evolved long before menus existed. Anchoring helped your ancestors judge whether a trade was fair. Decoy comparison helped them pick the best resource from a set. Urgency response kept them alive under threat. These are not bugs. They are features being exploited. Whoever designed these menus understands your brain better than most people understand their own. They studied the research. They ran the A/B tests. They measured results across billions of transactions. If this is useful to you, subscribe. Every video on this channel exposes one more system designed to control your behavior. One mechanism, fully dissected, so you can actually see it. 2 seconds. Seeing this clearly, here is what it actually does for you. You cannot fully override these shortcuts. Nobody can. But awareness creates a gap between the trigger and your response. That gap is where choice actually lives. Spot the upper right anchor, pause. Hear the upsell question, recognize the script. Notice you are eating fast, slow down. Not because the design stops working. It doesn't, but because you are now one step ahead of it. You walked in wanting a small meal. Now you know exactly why that plan was hard to keep and who designed it that way. Next, how slot machines were reverse engineered into the app on your phone, and why the pull to refresh gesture was not an accident.